afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're heading over to my friend's house. Just got a new car, and he agreed to let us take a look at it and go through it. It's not going to be a in-depth review, but a kind of like a first look at his new car. So join me in taking a look at my friend's new car. We'll see you when we get to his house. All right, guys, so we're at the car, and I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll take our first look at a 2022 Polestar 2. So there she is in all her glory. What color did you say this was, Mike?
Magnesium.
Magnesium is the color. 19-inch wheels. As you can see on the wheels, they're wrapped in Michelin Primacy Tour tires. 19-inch wheels, standard brakes. There is an option for Brembos, but this car doesn't have the Brembo brakes. Polestar 2 badging down here. Dual motor on the front axle, motor on the rear axle, all-wheel drive. And your charge port is here, I assume, Mike, right? Looks like where you would put your fuel filler, but this is where you're going to put your charging plug there. Around the back, you have your Polestar logo, which is right in the middle. Now, Polestar is the electric brand from Volvo. Years ago, Polestar was the performance brand from Volvo before we started to see electric cars, and was similar to like AMG or BMW M. But now they've turned it into their electric division, and I think this car looks fantastic. It's a raised sedan, hatchback, excuse me, and it looks really, really good. Mike, do you mind going in and just turning it on so we can see the lights? Cool. All right, lights are on. All LED lighting. Thor's Hammer daytime running lights, which I think are really cool. Front end looks amazing. That sound you hear is the sound that's mandatory from the Department of Transportation, so pedestrians can hear the car coming since there's no engine. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on in, take a look at the interior. All right, so we're on the interior of the car. This is Semtex material that is on the seat and on the door panels and on the dash. Car is an optional for leather interior. You have your switches down here. What I like about these door panels are we don't have any gloss black plastic anywhere on the door. In the older Volvo models, you would see a lot of gloss black plastic, fingerprints everywhere. This is very, very nice with this flat black look, followed by this gray felt material on the side of the door panel. The dashboard, same. You have your soft touch material up top. You have this nice gray fabric in the middle, and then you have this soft touch material again on the bottom. Your vents, nicely done, very classy, very nice feel to them when you touch them. And then we have the head unit. This is the first car with a head unit with Google Assist. It is a vertical base. It is a, Mike, do you know what the size screen is on this? It looks like about a 10-inch display where you can go through your Google Assistant. You have your maps, you have your phone, you have your Bluetooth. As far as smartphone connectivity, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay.
Apple CarPlay is coming out.
Okay, Apple CarPlay is coming out. Okay. Then you have your shift down here, which controls your one-speed transmission. So you're either in neutral, reverse, or drive, and that is it. You have your rear defrost. This button is controlling your volume on the head unit. Wireless charging here. We have one cup holder. The second cup holder is right in there. We have the dash, all digital. Very, very nice. Steering wheel with the Polestar logo. Some gloss black on the steering wheel, but not bad. Not bad. Easy to keep clean. All right. And we have on top, we have a glass roof that's all the way back over the driver and rear passengers, which I think is really cool. All right, guys, we're in the back seat. Same door panel action as we had in the front with your soft touch material and the gray. Backs of the seats, very nice, soft. Cargo nets, premium car. They need to have leather pouches back here, not nets. We have your rear air condition and heat, and down below, I don't know if you can see, you have your seat heaters for the left and right, and you have your USB and USB-C for the rear passengers. Armrest, very soft armrest, very nice, and 2 cup holders in the back. As you can see, the panel roof, and then up there in front you have your Polestar logo that's shining on the glass roof, which I think is a really nice touch. So now we're going to get this thing fired up and we're going to take it for a spin. You gotta be kidding me.
That wasn't even most
Holy mackerel. That electric power just pushes you right back in the seat. Instant torque from as soon as you step on the power pedal. No gas pedal in this car. So Mike, why don't you kind of talk to us a little bit about some of the neat features that are inside the car, since you're more familiar with it than I am.
So this is the first car with the Google drive system. You have very hot heated steering wheels. You have multi-level heated seats. The all the lane buttons is just a swipe. There is no buttons. They encourage you to have 1 foot driving, meaning that when you take the foot off the accelerator, the car just slows down and stops. If you're on a hill, you don't have to use the brake at all. It just holds wherever you are. If you go into reverse,
there's some serious G's.
yeah,
Holy mackerel.
the car moves.
Wow.
They say it's a 0 to 60 at 4.5, but everyone tests it says 4.1 to 4.2.
Okay.
Next year, they're coming out with an over-the-air update. They say it's going to be about $1,200, which should raise the horsepower close to 500.
The horsepower is currently
400.
400. What's the range on the battery?
250.
250 miles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long does it take to charge?
If you use the charging station, it's 4 hours.
4 hours? And how about
From
at
zero.
home? How about at home?
If you use a home charger, which is just a regular plug-in, 40 hours.
Okay. And what kind of setup do you need to have at home in order to charge the car?
If you use the regular cord is just regular. If you buy the charge port station, it's just set up by an electrician and you're good to go.
Okay. And that's charge port station you buy from Polestar?
Yeah, you can actually buy it online or buy Polestar. Polestar has them in stock, so it's just as easy, same price.
Okay. And you told me earlier that there is a rebate on the home charging station?
There is. In Jersey, PSE&G will give you a rebate on the installation, and there's a federal government rebate for the actual charging station itself.
Okay. And on the car, there is a $7,500 federal rebate on an electric car?
Correct. That's as long as the company doesn't have a certain number of cars on the road yet.
So, well, we're going to pull up here and go around the roundabout, and I'll meet back up with you when I'm in the driver's seat. Oh boy.
There you go.
All right, so I'm in the car driving this electric 2022 Polestar all by myself, and it's quite a different feel. I like the instant response when you do step on the gas pedal. I like, what's surprising to me is when you let your foot off of the gas pedal, the car just comes to a stop and you don't have to push the brake at all, which for me takes a lot of getting used to, because that is very, very strange. I mean, I think it's kind of cool, but that is a strange feeling.
It takes some getting used to.
It does take getting used to. There's no doubt about that. I like the way this heated steering wheel is nice and warm. It's one of my favorite options in cars is a heated steering wheel.
I won't buy one without it.
It's like the best thing ever is a heated steering wheel.
I won't buy it without it.
No. All of my cars have one, that's for sure. So this car has all of 967 miles. And it feels really good. The steering is very, very direct. You point the car where you want it to go, and it goes there. There isn't a lot of play in the steering, which is indicative of a European handling car. You move the steering wheel and the car is going to go wherever you want it to go, which is nice. Not a lot of play. Hey, I timed that pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, we are filming on a fairly wet day, so I certainly don't want to spin Mike's new car out in the middle of the road. So I'll take it easy. But this thing gets up to speed beautifully. 0 to 60 advertised time is 4.2.
4.5.
4.5. And realistic, it's probably more like 4.2. Horsepower equivalent is just about 400. Over-the-air updates will come out, and you can probably increase that to 500 horsepower. MPGEs, about 84 in the city, 94 on the highway, according to Polestar's website. Entry-level price for one of these cars, $45,900. This car as spec'd, $57,000 before rebates that we talked about earlier from the federal government. So very competitive in this luxury Euro brand market. And you know what? Put in the comments below. Let me know what you think about, number one, electric cars in general. Would you buy an electric car? I know Mike is a big car guy like me, and shocked me when he told me that he bought an electric car. But after driving this, I can see why. It is just fun. Fun. Now, the big drawback for me with electric cars, and Mike and I have talked about this a lot off camera, and that is, the inconvenience of charging versus just going to a gas station and filling the car up. You're going to have to make more plans to charge this if you're going to take it on a trip. Around town, commuting back and forth to work and whatnot, 250-mile range should be plenty. Whenever I always get stressed out if I have an electric car. What if I have to go on a 500-mile road trip? Now, I don't do that very often, but what if I do? Where am I going to be able to stop to charge, and how long am I going to have to stop to charge? And so I think that it's a good question to ask. And I think as more people buy electric cars, I think you're going to start seeing bigger infrastructure on the highways and byways of the country where people can stop and use a supercharger like Tesla does with their supercharger network to charge these cars up. But it has a great ride, very smooth, very responsive in the handling, very powerful electric motor. I really am impressed with this Polestar car. And let me know what you think. Was this a car that you might be interested in buying if you're in the market for an electric car? You're going to go with one of the German Euro brands like Mercedes-Benz with their new electric car, or maybe Audi with their e-tron? Put it in the comments below and let me know what you think. But, Polestar has done this car right. It is beautiful. Warranty-wise, 5-year, 60,000-mile, bumper to bumper. Any special warranty on the actual batteries, Mike?
100,000 miles.
100,000 miles, and
I think 10 years.
10-year, 100,000 miles on the battery. So if you're leasing, you have no problem worrying about the batteries. Batteries can be expensive when they go bad and need to be replaced, but 10-year, 100,000 miles, that's going to give you peace of mind. If you decide to get an electric car, you're not going to have to worry about that. I want to thank Mike and his wife Heidi for allowing the channel access to this 2022 Polestar 2, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later.